Hi everyone. We're talking about H-1B alternatives. The H-1B registration has already occurred. We are in April 2025 right now, and those who were chosen are submitting their applications from April 1st to end of June 2025 for an October 1st start. So my name is Ruby Powers, your board certified immigration attorney. Let's talk about, this already happened, the registration, basically lottery. If you're cap exempt, which means you don't have to do this, then you can apply at any point. But for those who were subject to it, they've already chosen. Now, if the chances of doing another lottery run, or registration, a pick, it depends. It might not happen. So we'll see. But you pretty much at this point, if you are subject to the cap, then you can monitor this, but you should probably be thinking about your backup plan. If you're cap exempt, like I said, certain people are, then you can apply at any point. So you could consider an O1, extraordinary ability. This is for exceptional skills in science, education, business, or athletics. Can also be with business as well. Yeah, or I said business. And so for entrepreneurship. But you would need to make sure that you can prove that you meet those qualifications. There's no annual cap, and it can be a really good option. There's the L1 visa. There's different ones. There's a blanket L. There's the L1A, where managers, executives, and L1B. The gist of it is that you have worked 1 year in the last 3 years for the home company or for an office with a company that has multiple locations, including one in the United States. You also could have worked for that company for 1 year in the last 3 years and then make a new office here in the United States, which can be challenging to do because of having proof, and you're usually only given 1 year at a time. But this is another potential option. And the other benefit about that is that spouses can work on L2s. You could try to get an extension on your STEM OPT. We've been seeing a lot of applications of student visas right now. So this is something a bit of a concern, but anyway, this could be another potential option. I mean, I think a lot of people know if they're Mexican or Canadian that there is the TN visa. You have to be one of eligible professions. There is a lot of scrutiny for the consultant, managing consultant. U.S. Canadians can apply at the airport, and Mexicans have to apply at the consulates. So these are just some things to consider, but there's no cap to amount of times you can renew this, and it can be a good option. So the E2, the biggest issue is you have to be a citizen of one of the treaty countries. It does have to be substantial investment, and the spouse is allowed to work on the E2. You can actually renew this multiple times. It is technically a non-immigrant visa, though. H3 is a trainee visa. That's another potential option to come to the United States for training purposes. It's not very long, and so it might just be more of a temporary situation. There's CPT programs as another option. There's green card processing, but it doesn't give you the ability to stay here until the green card's approved. But this is what most people do when they are here on some other status. So the national interest waiver is a possibility, the EB3, perm process. So these are options. But again, if you don't have an underlying visa to stay here in the United States, you would be doing this abroad. There's dependent visas, so maybe you're on your spouse's visa as a dependent for a little while you're either building up your resume or potentially applying for jobs or what have you. The L2 and the E2 allow you to work, the H4 in very, very limited circumstances. So there are H-1B is competitive. There's a labor shortage, even though we're having a lot of things going on right now where you wouldn't think we are, but we are. And so even though you might not have been chosen in the H-1B registration, it's important to know there are other options to consider. And it's important to have a relationship connection with an immigration attorney that's keeping an eye out on all the changes and everything that's going on. So many things are going on. There's lots of changes. Again, my name is Ruby Powers with Powers Law Group, and we have multiple attorneys here at the firm. Basically, if you just want a consultation, you can give us a call at 713-589-2085. You can also email us at contact@rubypowerslaw.com and find us at all these different social media platforms. We do send a newsletter in English and Spanish every other week with all the highlights and news. And so we're glad that we can give you the updates about H-1B alternatives. We have a lot more programming for the rest of the year, for the rest of the month in English and Spanish. And you can find us on all these different platforms for updates, including late breaking news. Again, my name is Ruby Powers with Powers Law Group. Thanks. And feel free to share this with a friend and anyone else and schedule for consult. You can also schedule us on rubypowerslaw.com under the consult tab. Thanks. Have a good day.